Welcome to the Spaghetti Junction Boys podcast, coming to you from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. As always, I am your host, William Hildebrand, joined by the incomparable Doc Jacobson. Before we get things going tonight, I want to thank Rosati's in Buckhead. Over 40 big screen TVs, over 100 cold beers on draft. The best wings in Atlanta, the best pizza in Atlanta, the coldest beer in Atlanta. That's a fact. Doc knows that's a fact. He has taste tested over 1 million beers. It's like the McDonald's sign, over 10 billion sold. Doc, over 1 million beers served. Trust him. Trust Rosati's. Support the people who support us. Support Rosati's in Buckhead. We are recording this on Tuesday, December 14th. And by the time you are listening, National Signing Day has already come and likely already gone. So we'd be remiss as one of the leading sports podcasts that are recorded in my house if we didn't mention the biggest story in college football. That, of course, is a Utah fan taking on a protein bar company that sponsors BYU athletes. That's right. A tweet from Andrew T. Larson, whose Twitter bio says he loves Utah football and Real Salt Lake, and he'll hopefully make you laugh and brighten your day somewhere along the line, tweeted a picture of a power bar from Built Bars. And inside that open power bar is a bolt. Now, Andrew T. Larson said, in October, I was at work, bit into a Built Bar, felt something hard. He's got me already. Pulled it out of my mouth. Sticking out of it was a bolt. Sent the photo to them and a photo of my tooth that was chipped. They were shocked. Wanted to send me a new box. I declined. Went to the dentist. Got my tooth fixed. Sent them the bill. After a month of correspondence, they refunded my purchase but would only pay my bill if I signed a waiver. I refused to sign the waiver and paid my own bill. Just want this behind me. Never thought this would happen to me. They never do, Doc. I was glad I was at work, surrounded by witnesses. That was the last Built Bar I ever bit into. Be careful when you eat Built Bars. Here's a photo I took after it happened, and one I took yesterday, still with the bolt inside. End of tweet chain. Now, Doc, I'm sure that took you on lots of twists, lots of turns. It was screwing you all around, not unlike that bolt. One of my favorite things about this, one of my big takeaways, is in the final tweet when he says, here's a photo I took after it happened and one I took yesterday, still with the bolt inside. Now, if there's something I've come to understand in my life about inanimate objects, it is that unless they are a toy and you close the door to your bedroom door, they don't come to life. I don't know why we needed an update on where the bolt was. This isn't like a bobcat in your trash that could be anywhere. This is a bolt in a power bar. If you made me guess what happened to it in the time since he took that first picture and yesterday, I would have been like, that bolt's probably still in there.
Yeah, Bolt don't have feet. They can't walk around. I mean, it's not Woody from Toy Story. Yeah, Rex Ryan would know. This guy, I believe, is probably the next Dr. Evil, because he's an evil genius. Have you seen that picture? No way was that bolt bitten into. He had chopped half of that bar and just shoved a bolt in there, knew he had some dentistry work that he needed to do, so said, hey, I'm going to take down a candy bar company and get free dental work. Done. I mean, it probably has dental insurance, but, I mean, if you could lop off the $100 copay onto this candy bar company, all for it. And
Doc, let me stop you there, because he said in the second tweet, they would only pay my bill if I signed a waiver. I refused to sign the waiver and paid my own bill. I just want this this behind me. Never thought this would happen to me. Doc, Andrew T. Larson is the victim here. He is saying he just wants this behind him, like most do. He never thought this would happen to him. He never in his wildest dreams would have thought this would happen to him. A bolt in a power bar? And now you're saying that this was a setup?
Absolutely. It's like going to a grocery store and seeing a puddle of water, some condensation coming off a freezer and being like, hey, I could take a fall here, break a bone, get a lawsuit. Never know. This guy's crafty, but I'm onto him. The only reason that I was like, this is a little concocted, was he was so adamant about people saw it, people were there, it happened in real time, and yeah, I mean, it's like a kid trying to lie. He just goes way over the top with everything, and it's clearly just like, dude, come on, man. Like, did you really bite into a bolt?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Well, not for nothing. At least we'll get out of this a new segment, because I would like a new segment called Doc Digs In, where you take things that are posted on the internet and you dive into whether or not they're a hoax. I don't want you to do any actual investigative work.
No.
I just want you to recklessly speculate on whether or not someone is lying or not. I want that more than I want any segment in the show, which, spoiler alert, we have a brand new segment coming for you later. But
awesome.
So you're taking the side of Built Bars. Now, I'll give this to Built Bars. They sound like pretty reasonable people. That they were like, oh, you know what? Our bars don't typically come with bolts, but we believe you. So we will pay for your dental work if you sign a waiver. I don't know what that waiver was, but I'm guessing it wasn't send off a tweet chain about this bolt in the bar. And so I don't know. Doc, are you going to start scam? Are you on the side of Built Bar, or do you find them so easy to scam that now you're going to start working your own magic with Built Bars?
I'm a common man. I like the common plan of just trying to start a business. This guy coming in and scamming is a scumbag. Needs to be taken out like the rest of the trash. The fact that he doesn't even go into what actually happened to his tooth. Did he chip it? Was it a molar incident? Was it just some enamel scrapage? Clearly, I mean, this guy is just fishing for a buck. I hate it. I hate him. Is he the BYU guy or is he the Utah guy? Because that's really gonna cause some stuff. He's all right. I mean, I used to love the Utes. Now I'm suspect.
He also was Real Salt Lake. I don't know how that affects anything, but just for your own information.
Good enough.
I'll give Andrew T. Larson this. This wouldn't have been a thought of mine to bring down a rival. Hey, you support BYU? Well, watch this shit. Bring your business down, you son of a bitch. I bet Built Bars were just like, hey, we just want to sponsor a lot of wide receivers named Romney. And now all of a sudden we have Andrew T. Larson coming at our ass on Twitter. Sorry for cursing. I'm assuming you're a Utah company. But I will give Andrew T. Larson this. I don't know the facts of the matter. All I have is this tweet chain. He is a natural-born storyteller. I mean, the prose that he uses, it's very Hemingway-esque. He doesn't have the flowery, elongated language like a William Faulkner. This is very concise writing. I mean, listen to some of this. They were shocked. Wanted to send me a new box. I declined. Went to the dentist. If he didn't continue this tweet chain and just left me hanging at I declined, went to the dentist, I would have turned on Twitter notifications for Andrew T. Larson. I would have said, hey, which, by the way, we get a lot of DMs, and that's great. And we get a lot of people tweeting at us, not to brag, it's no big deal. It's just kind of whatever it is. When you're one of the biggest weekly sports podcasts hosted in our houses, that kind of goes with the territory. But people need to stop asking to turn on Twitter notifications. I'm not doing that. I don't do that for people I know. And I get people DMing me like, hey, man, can you turn on Twitter notifications for me? I'm not going to turn on noties for anyone. If I don't have noties on for Doc, who is now a Twitter savant, but used to be someone who I was worried about on a day-to-day basis when Steve Prom was still coaching in Ames, I'm not going to turn it on for other people. But I would have turned it on for Andrew T. Larson. And then his next tweet, again, still with that same sort of cadence. Got my tooth fixed. Sent them the bill. I need young adult fiction from Andrew T. Larson, right? I don't think Andrew T. What if Andrew T. was a listener? We would have just lost a listener with what you're accusing him of. But now I'm saying I believe in him. I need more Andrew T. Larson. He is now a private account on Twitter, which is the most disappointed I've ever been in anything in my life. I'm going to give him a request to follow. He's definitely not going to accept that request. He does not know me. He definitely doesn't want me following him. But I'm going to send him that request. I'm going to shoot my proverbial shot.
I mean, the guy is, I mean, it just proves my point even further. The guy's a master at weaving together a story. You know, probably a good fiction writer, adult fiction, as you even alluded to earlier. You're proving my point here. I want to see how this guy writes a work email, though, because the way he types on Twitter, when Twitter is just like, you type however you want on Twitter. Usually I type in a stream of consciousness. I want to see how this guy types a work email. Hey, Bob, just following up from our recent conversation on the telephone. Did you get those TPS reports back yet?
You have him talking like William Shatner in these work emails, like Star Trek era William Shatner. You see, I'm a really bad work email guy because all of my work emails sound passive aggressive, and I am fully aware of that. And despite being a trained writer, having a degree that says, hey, this guy knows how to write, having been paid to be a writer full time for years, and I still don't know how to get around it. I can't get out of my own way in work emails. I don't do per my last email. I don't say like I said or any of that. But I'll send you some copies one of these days.
Yeah.
It lets you be the judge. But I know it comes off passive aggressive, which is not my intent, but it is in fact how it comes about. All right. Let's move into what everyone came here for, Doc. We are red hot as a podcast.